In this video, we'll provide an overview of the Core SDP Functional Testing Design Module. We'll walk through its key capabilities and usage. We'll show how to create your first codeless test. We'll demonstrate the Smart Verify feature powered by Aviator, and we'll cover test parameters along with basic integration with Core SDP and model-based testing. So let's get started. This is our Core SDP area. So just as a quick show, where could we get the design from? So we have two options. We could either click the menu and click design from over here, or when I'm inside a codeless test or a unit that is a codeless unit, we'll have this button of open in design or in edit to design. So this is just how to get to design. So let's open design. I have design over here. When we open up design, design tries and connect to an agent that is supposed to be installed on your computer or on wherever you're opening up the design. If it doesn't manage to connect to it, or if the version is not correct, you get a download option. You download it, install it, and then you'll be able to connect. So this is our what we call the homepage of our functional testing design. We have the tree on the left, which gives us our three groups. We have here the scripts, the functions, and the custom objects. We could filter or group by the specific items, or we could do a search, and we have also our folders, etc. On the right side, we have the list of whatever is within the file, within the folder that I am looking at. Over here, I'm at the top, so I see whatever is in it. If I go into a specific folder, I'll see the specific scripts that are in this folder. And I could create a new folder, or I could create a codeless script from here, and then it creates it within this folder, or I could go over here in with whichever folder I want, and I could create it over here, or if I go on a specific script, I could rename it, move it, open the associated unit, I'll talk about it a little bit later, and I could delete from here. So let's go and create a new codeless script. Let's call it for demo. And once I create this script, this is a script where I'm going to write my actual steps for running my codeless test. As we mentioned before, we have here associate. What this does is associates my script with either a codeless test or a codeless unit in Core SDP. The difference between codeless test and unit is a codeless test is a standalone test, same as or same family as manual test or automated test in Core SDP, and it could be added as is to a test suite and executed from Core SDP. And a unit is a unit that is used in what we call the model-based testing. We create a model, we add the units, and then we create an MBT test, and then that MBT test could be executed. I'll show an example a little bit later on. What else do we have over here? So we have here, okay, so we have here the name, we have here rename, move, and delete, and we have inspect, we'll get to in a minute. We have here undo and redo. We have here script parameters, where I could create from here my input or output parameters, and I could give it also a default value. We have here settings. So these settings are settings that are in the script level, and they could be also changed on a specific step level. I'll show it later on. What do we have here? We have here automatic scrolling, meaning if I'm looking for an object and I can't find it, or when design is looking for an object and can't find it, depending on the setting of the auto scrolling, it decides if to auto scroll. In this case, the default is to auto scroll down twice. We'll see an example of something like that happened. And we could change it obviously to any other direction or to add or remove the auto scrolling completely. Again, as I said, this is something that could be set also on a specific step level. If there's a specific step that I don't want to scroll or I want to scroll more or whatever else, I could do that. The next thing we have here is the text recognition settings. So our text recognition by default is using only OCR, is only imaging. Sadly, sometimes OCR is not good enough. So we could use a combination of OCR and application info. We use the information from the application itself, from the lower level, and we combine it together with the OCR, and we get to better results. This is something that also takes a little bit longer. That's why it's not there by default. But again, this is something depending on your application, depending on your UI. Sometimes you want to set it. Sometimes you want to set it for the entire script. Sometimes you want to set it for a specific step. Again, it's your decision. And we have the languages that if using other languages, I assume you're going to be using Polish as well. So you add a language to your script, and you could make it, whoops, I clicked Russian by mistake. Okay, and I could play around also with my my priority. I want one to be first, second, third, etc. So this is regarding our settings. The next is what we call the script application. Script application is what is our application under test and where we want our script to start from. So in the script itself, we don't define, or we don't need to define what browser to open, what URL to open. This is defined within the script application. I could give it my application name. I could tell it which browser I want to use, and I could tell it what URL I want to go to. This is the first thing that is performed when a script is executed. It opens up the browser defined and the URL that's defined. And as you could see over here, we could also use it as a parameter, and I could set my script to run once in Chrome, once in Edge, once in Firefox, whatever I want. I could define it also over here, and we could run it. And last but not least, we have here the run, which is used while I'm developing my script. I want to run my script, and I want to see if it works or it doesn't work, so I could run it from here. Okay, so we know the frame. Now, how do we add our steps? So in general, there's 3 ways, I would say. First way is just type, okay? I could type whatever I want, okay? Once I know the language, I could type it in whatever way I want. Second option is using this plus and using the list of different actions that I could do, and I could choose it from here, okay? These are the basic actions. Click on an object, hover, enter, type, verify, smart verify. I could add here conditions such as if and if else. I could add a weight. I could set a value to a parameter. I could switch to another tab in case my script starts in tab 1. And while I'm working in tab 1, that opens up another tab. So here I could add a step to tell it continue in a different tab, different commands on the application itself, and calling a function, which I'll talk about a little bit further on. So this is option number 2. So if I click here, so I get over here my, how should I call this? I get here the structure of my step, and I could either change these things manually. I could choose also from my right side. Okay, this opened up automatically, but this also is available over here. And I could choose what class I'm working on, and I could also type it in from over here. I could go to something that's a little bit further down, and I could play around with it. I'll explain the rest of this slide in a minute. So that's option number 2. Option number 3, which is, I would say, the most recommended way of adding our steps, is using our inspect application. When I do inspect application, I have here 2 options. I could inspect an image, which is something that I could do. Let's say I have a design already for my UI, UX person. I want to start preparing my script before the actual application is there, so I could inspect a mock-up image and create my script. It's exactly the same as doing it in a live application. The only difference is obviously I won't be able to run it because I don't have a live application. So it's just an image I won't be able to run. So we're going to go with live application, and then I could choose an application, or I could over here go already to my manage application, what we saw before, and I could choose from either the open tabs that I have, or I could tell it, open up a new tab and give it the URL, and it will open it. So we're going to go here and we're going to inspect our application. So one very important thing is when you're inspecting / running a script, make sure not to move your mouse, because design controls your mouse and does the commands you tell it to do. So if you're going to start moving the mouse, and design's going to try moving the mouse, so it won't click, might not click in the correct place because you just moved it. So it's best click and leave your mouse alone. Just make sure that design can manage it. Okay, so we have here our inspect. So as we saw before, we could change between mock-up images and live application. And what do we see here? So when we inspecting our application, we have two things that we could show. We could show our visual elements, our different objects that we could recognize. And the second thing that we could do is also interact with different texts. So as you can see, we have the texts that are in purpley, and we have in pink, we have the objects. So as you can see, different objects over here that we see is we have here the search, we have here profile, we have here a shopping cart, a help, a down triangle, and we have also our text that we could interact with. What else do we have here? We have here select a different application. If I want to change now to a different application for my inspection, if I want to re-inspect because I did something, let's say, I don't know, I changed something manually over here on my application, so I could re-inspect it again. So we could just do re-inspect, and then we go again to the same tab and just re-inspect it. And I could cause delays if I want to wait because my application is not moving fast enough or anything like that, or I want to do something before the actual inspection is done. So let's just do something on our inspection. Let's say I want to click over here. So what do we have here? We have here a quick way of working, which is this small window, which gives me the object that I'm going to be working with. In this case, it's the text Vantage demo, because it doesn't recognize whatever the shape is as an A. I could understand why. And our different options or actions that could be done on this specific object. As we could see over here, we have here clear, cover, verify, and smart verify. If I go, let's say, to a different object, I'll see over here I have different actions. Depending on the object, I could have different actions on that specific object. Let's continue with this text. And what we could do over here is we could do a few things. We could do add and run, which will add a step to my script and perform it also on my application and re-inspect again. I'll show it in a second. And the other option is I could also just do add step, just that we could see it. If I move this a little bit more to here, that we could see our editor. So in this case, if I want to just do add step, we're going to see that we have here. You could see here step 3 was added. Nothing changed. Nothing happened on the application that I was dealing with. And I could do the same thing with add and run, and then you could see it's performed. You can see here it goes back to the home page, and we could see that it is again re-inspected, and I could continue my script. Another thing that I could do is I could edit. I could open up my right side, and here I get a little bit more things to do with my object and actions. So we could see over here that this is automatically what we found. We found the object's text is Vantage demo, and we could do here a whole bunch of things. We could tell it that we want, instead of using an AI match, we could use an exact match, and then if there's even a tiny difference between the two, it's not gonna recognize it. Or we could use over here also different rules. We could tell it contains something, it begins with something, it ends with something. We could use here also a regular expression to define what this object's text is. And we could also add a position or a relation. In case I have, let's say, a few, you know what, let me show a quick example. I'm just going to do something very quickly. Okay, so let's say over here, I want to click the edit and remove. Okay, so in this case, how do I know which edit and remove to click? You can see here we have one, and here we have two. So there's two ways of identifying it correctly. The first way, which is the easiest way for design to recognize it, is by position. In this case, it recognizes that there's two of them. So this one is the first one from the top. That's easy. The other way of identifying it, okay, over here we have add position and relation. Now I removed it, and we get this error message telling me that I have more than one object that matches this description. So I need to define it better. So what could I do? So I have a few things. I could add a position, or I could do add a relation, what we know as VRI. And we could tell it I want it to be in relation to something. So in this case, I want to click the add remove that is, in this case, to the right of this. So we tell it, I want to click the edit and remove that has on the left of it another object, okay, from the type text, that this is the text of this object. So at the end of the day, we know which specific edit and remove to click. So this is regarding relations. We have it over here. So everything could be as parameters as well. Okay, definition of text, value of text, all that could be used as parameters as well. So I added this step. So as we could see it over here. We could see over here the icon that tells me that I have a relation in this step. And we have here the right panel that gives me all the details of my step. In this case, I have a text. I have the identification text, and because there's more than one, I'm telling it to be to the right of this object that has this object on the left. So as we saw before, we have our actions, and this is what we spoke about earlier about the settings. I could change it specifically for my specific step. I could change the settings only for this step. Okay, so let's just see an example of another script. I don't want to save this. So this is just a small example of a script that I created. You could see here we click on a few texts, we add something to the cart, we verify that something is in a cart, and we we continue on it, we verify it, and we remove it. You could see over here that we we verify a specific parameter exists. I'll go into parameters a little bit more. So just a script. So this is just an example of that specific script. When we run it, we get a report very similar to UFT1, UFT developer, and we could see over here all the steps that occurred, and we could see pictures. This specific picture I want to show you because this is what we spoke about before of the auto scrolling. You could see over here by the bar going down, this text that we were looking for was not on the first page. Okay, it had to go down. If I go, let's say, to here, just that sorry. Okay, so this is my first page, and this is my, page down gets me to here. You can see that this is an auto scroll that was done here in order to find this specific text. And here we continue on our steps, regular verify, etc., and then we just finish our script. So this is just an example of very basic script and what the report looks like. Let's continue a little bit to what we call Smart Verify. So what Smart Verify does, okay, we saw here click, we saw here a regular verify step that checks if our text exists. We could choose exist, doesn't exist, or we could check the value. And then we also have what we call Smart Verify. So Smart Verify is a, how should I say, a natural language writing of a verification step. So you could see over here in this specific test, what I'm doing here is I want to smart verify this specific test, and I'm asking it, is it a tablet manufactured by HP? Okay, this is not a standard verification step on a value of it. It's not checking if it's existing or not existing. It's actually asking something about what it means. Okay, so this is something that was added in by us as Smart Verify, and we could use this Smart Verify on one of three things. I could do it on an object, a value of an object itself. I could do it on a parameter, or I could do it on a full screen. So I just want to show you an interesting Smart Verify that we created here. Okay, so we have here a script that we run on different items. We add them to our cart, and then we start with different things. What do? We first of all, we set the value, okay, of the text. Now, what's the definition of the text? We could see over here, the definition of the text is that it begins with total. We don't know what the value after the total is, but we want to take this text, we put it into a parameter. We use that parameter over here in step 16. And we start with different smart verifications on this text and on this button. And let's see what we get over here. So first of all, we could see over here, 1 second. Okay, we're in the shopping cart. So we could see over here that the total is going to be 2288. Okay, we put that value. You could see that we find that value and we put it, okay, the definition is begins with total, and this is the value that we actually find. And then we continue with our Smart Verify. So when we run Smart Verify, we get, first of all, did it pass or didn't it pass? And what we were expecting, meaning what was our question, and then we get an explanation of why we think that it's correct, why AI thinks that it's correct. So in this case, we're asking it, is it in this format, meaning starts with checkout and has a price in dollars in the parentheses. We could see, okay, this is what we get. We could see that it identifies it and it knows that it's correct. Again, checks if everything is uppercase. Yes, checkout is all in uppercase. And it tells us that all the non-alphabetic characters are ignored because they're not letters, so it doesn't really make a difference. Here we have a step that fails, agreeable, because the question is it less than 1,000? But it's not, because it's more than that. We could ask it, is it between something? We don't have to give it an exact number. It knows to check if it's between. Is it in dollars? Yes, it is. Is it in euros? No, it's not. Here we're taking the parameters. So if you remember, the step over here was, okay, Smart Verify the value of a button contains the same price as in this parameter. So we could see over here that it uses this parameter, it gets the value of it, and it checks that the checkout button has this same price. Okay, not including the word total, obviously. And then this is something even more complicated. What do we write here? Okay, we want to Smart Verify that it's a shopping cart. Okay, this page, this current screen is a shopping cart. It contains 2 items. The total amount is the total price of the items. Yeah, we have 2 items, so it knows to total them. And there's a checkout button containing the same total. So here we could see the full explanation, okay, that the verification confirms all our conditions. Okay, it's the main shopping cart title explicitly states it's a shopping cart, and its mini cart total also indicates total 2 items, etc., etc. It goes through the whole thing, how it verifies and checks all different verifications that we gave it in one, I would call it simple line, but look how many verifications are actually done and actually verified on this step. So this is a smart verify. Another example of smart verify, and then I'll go to the question, is over here also I'm running this smart verify on a full page. So in this case, I have a page over here. We could see with our eyes, we're talking about earrings. We could see here one of the items is on a discount, and I'm asking it two questions. Smart verify that all the items here are earrings. It passes because it recognizes for several reasons that this page is all earrings. And when I ask it that all items are on sale, it fails because it tells me no, only the one on the left, the first one, is on sale because it's marked as 50% off, but all the others don't have any marking or anything indicating that it's something on sale. So that's why this step has failed. Okay, let's continue and go a little bit to, I think, what everybody's waiting for, parameters. Let me just find my script and let me just show. Okay, so this is an example of a login. Yeah, this is the one. Okay, so this is an example of a login test. Okay, ignore all the whatever playing around over here, doesn't matter. Okay, I click the profile and I want to type something into the username and I want to type something into the password. Okay, and then I want to sign in. Now, this is a good example of something that might be parameterized. I want to check valid username and password. I want to check an invalid username and password. I want to check a manager. I want to check a regular employee. It's something that commonly is used in different variations, and that's why I would want to use a parameter. So as I showed earlier, the way to add a parameter is either from the script parameters. In the step itself, I could use a parameter. In this case, I want the value I want to be as a parameter. I could make the identification text of this object also as a parameter. So there's different ways of defining these parameters. And the way these parameters are used are that in our script itself, you could give the parameter a default value, which is used mainly for when you want to run it from here to test your script, or also when you're running it from Core SDP. Now, when you want to actually execute it through Core SDP, the way to do it is by adding the ability to adding different data sets. So here I opened up my codeless test, sorry, in Core SDP. So we could see this is our codeless test, and we could see the name. We could see our script location, yeah, login.cl. This is our file over here, the script, and we could see over here our parameters. Okay, this is synced between the two places, and we have here what we call the data set. So automatically, when you create a parameters, you have here a default set, and then you could also create more. You could do it in different ways. You could duplicate it, import it as a file. You could export it, etc., etc. You could play around over here. And here we just have an example of a data set with two different parameters. And when this test is executed, you could choose, okay, in your test suite, when you are planning this test, you could tell which data set you want to use. Okay, so in this case, we have two. Okay, you could choose the default one, or you could choose the other one that you created. In this case, I created one called 2 users. So you could tell it run with these 2 users. And what happens in execution is there are 2 iterations that are performed. You could see over here in the report, we have iteration 1, which takes our first line of parameters. In this case, there were only 2 parameters. In this case, it's AI demo 1. And in this case, we have AI demo 2. Okay, and this is the user that is used for our signing in. Okay, and this, if you could see over here also, that this, in this case, we have here AI demo 1 that was logged in, and in this case we have whoops, why don't we have here the screenshot? I don't know. Okay, but trust me that we have here the AI demo 2 that was logged in. So this is basic usage of parameters for our codeless tests. Okay, so this is a regular basic password in parameters, sorry. Okay, the next thing I want to show is using parameters between units. So when I create a unit, okay, it is something that is used afterwards in my mobile-based testing, model-based testing. Let me just find my, okay. So in this case, I created, I'm not going to go now into MBT, but trust me, I created a model, I gave it 2 units, and I created my MBT test. So in this case, I have here add cart and validate cart. Now, if I go to my actual script, so we're going to see over here, in this case over here, I go to a specific item, I take a price of that item. I know that it begins with $1. I don't know what the price is, and I add it to the cart. The next unit goes to that cart. Okay, it gets this parameter. Okay, we'll see in a minute how, and it verifies that the value is what that parameter is supposed to be. Okay, so we have one parameter in this unit, one parameter in this unit. So how do we do it? So when I go to this MBT, we could see over here that I have here 2. Let me just undo this. So we have here 2 parameters. We could see here, I have here a price that is in the unit called add cart, and I have here the price to validate that is in the validate cart. So what I could do is over here is I could do what we call link. And you could see here, once I link it, I could see that the price to validate, the source parameter of it is price. Meaning that once this parameter is filled in with data in this unit, this value is passed on to this parameter in the next unit. Okay, and that is the data that is used. So how does it look when I actually run it? So we could see over here, we have here our MBT test. We have here unit add cart. We do click and click, and then we set this value. We could see over here we were looking for something that starts with $1, and we found it that is $4.79. We put it into this parameter. We add it to the cart, and then we continue to validate cart. In this case, we go to the shopping cart, and we verify the value contains this number that we got from our parameter that was passed on from unit number 1. Okay, so last but not least, I want to talk a little bit about functions. So the idea about functions is our desire is to let you do everything in codeless. What could we do? Not everything could be done, either because we didn't get there yet, either because of technical difficulties or whatever other reason. So that was the idea of creating functions. And the idea of creating functions is to give you ability to do things in different things, in outside. So let's just see over here an example of 2 things. One main thing that I want to discuss. So you could see over here at the top here, we have a call amount to add with amount to buy, amount to buy. So what we have over here is we calling a function, okay, and we passing it a argument from the codeless script to the function. Okay, how do we create a function? So we have 2 ways. Either we go over here, we go call function, and we could either over here choose from one of my functions, or I could create a new function. And what do I do in my function? So in this case, let's go to this function. Let's see what it does, and let's see what it looks like in our script. So in this case, don't want to save the script. Okay, what do we have over here? So in this case, what we have over here, what we get passed from our codeless script is we pass an application. This is something that is always passed from the codeless script to our function. It's not something that you could remove. That is the AUT that we want to work on. And we have also an additional argument. In this case, we're passing an amount to buy. So what are we doing over here? We want to run in context for the reporting. Again, this is something that is from UFT developer. These are the name you could see over here. The names, these are namespaces from the SDK of UFT developer that you could use. And what we're doing here is a for loop, as you asked before. We're running on our application. In this case, we're running on the plus, which is, let's see, it's an example. We're running on this plus, and we're telling it how many times to do it. So we perform a click, and we do a loop until we get to this amount of times that we want to do it. And then we continue with our script, which is clicking regular add to cart, going to the shopping cart, verifying it. And over here in this case, we're calling empty cart. This is also a similar idea of a code that also runs in a while loop and clicks the remove, and then as many times as it checks if it exists and it runs on it. How's this report going to look? So in this case, we could see over here, because we did the reporting context, so we have it over here like another tab or whatever, or group in our report, and we sent it a parameter which the value 5, so we can keep on adding it until, and we keep on clicking it till we get to 5, which is the next step. And then we do over here, we got to 5, and we're clicking on the add to cart, and we continue our script the regular way. Okay, we do our regular verification, and then again we call the function of empty cart, and we click on the remove. In this case, there's only one, so that's why we see only one. That is really in a nutshell functions. Another example of functions. What do we have over here? Here's finding a specific combo box, clicking on the triangle of the combo box, and then clicking inside of it, filling a table, all different things that you could start playing around with using UFT developer SDK.